Hi, welcome to Estuary Cove. I'm Mermaid Chelsea.
And I'm her husband and mer wrangler, Mike.
In today's episode, we're going to show you the different kind of Mertailor Fantasea Fins. We have 1 through 5, we have kicks, and also a linden fin. So let's get started with Fantasea Fin 1.
The Fantasea Fin 1.
Fantasea Fin, the well-loved Fantasea Fin 1. This
bit.
goes with the spandex and the whimsy material. So, there you go. This weighs about...
8 pounds.
And how big is it?
So it is 26 inches by 27 inches.
Okay.
So, and this is the original fin, correct?
This is the Fantasea Fin original.
You've gotten some pretty good use out of it.
I have. This one has been well loved. This one I feel is really good for pictures, for dry land, for starter mermaids. The Guppy and the Fantasea Fin 1 are going to be your good starter tails because they're smaller, they're easier, they're good in pools, they're good for pictures. I don't feel they're good for water with currents like oceans or the springs, unless you're a super strong swimmer. You'll get where you're needing to go, but it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of time.
Just not as much propulsion
Not as much
as some
propulsion.
of the other ones we're going to see.
No, but it's great for tail flips. It's easy on your legs when it's time to do your cute little tail flips and get those good pictures or anything on the side. It holds its shape very well and it's just easier on your ankles and your feet.
Also good for travel because it's a smaller one.
This one is great for travel. This one fits in backpacks, little suitcases. I use an IKEA bag. It's good to hold the water and hold a couple of these and some skins.
You've gotten it in a carry-on before, haven't you?
I have, yes.
Yeah, 'cause I
Actually,
think it
even a
just
backpack.
kind
It
of-
does fold. Just make sure you put a towel or something in between here so you don't bend places that aren't supposed to be bent.
Gotcha.
But yes, these are good. These are the best ones for travel. I'm going to be honest. Love these. Pictures and travels.
Awesome.
Great. Our next fin is going to be the Fantasea Fin 2. The TOO, not the TWO.
Exactly. Let me grab that. So this was Mertailor's first big step up into a larger fin.
Yes. This one was even more loved. So how big is this one?
So this one, double the weight. So from 8 pounds to 16 pounds in the 2. And it is also 30 by 32.
Wow, that did get bigger.
Yes, so wider, longer, heavier.
Okay, and this one fits only the Whimsy two fantasy skins. They have some beautiful ones. The Mantis is actually my favorite. This one is really good for pictures as well, because when you do the fluke flop, it does neat little round edges and makes little curl motions that are really neat. This one I feel is definitely a powerful tail. I love swimming in this one. This will always be like my top 3 favorites to swim in. I feel I do have that power, and where I'm going, I'm going to definitely get there. And I think I wouldn't even call it a flaw. I mean, you got to be patient with this tail.
Putting it in the skins.
Putting it in the skins. All these little
spikes.
Yeah, the little spikes, you got to get in the thing. But after a while, you do become a pro. So it does get easier, I promise, with some practice. And I've just had so much practice. I used to wear this one all the time. I used to beg them all the time. Hey, skin for the 2, skin for the 2. I love it. I actually have an old tail I had a 2 put into an older silicone skin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so Minnow over there, I love this fin, I do. But again, getting it in there, but it's worth it in the end. Absolutely love this one.
Now, do you think it's harder to put this one in when the tail is wet or dry? Like, do these cause a little more like grip and friction?
I don't feel it matters. If you're going to do it wet, it's easier to put it on in the water.
Okay.
Just if you get in the pool or a spring or you can do an ocean, but you're gonna have waves. But a body of water, it's easier just to put it in the water because it's gonna puff up and make it easier to get in and out of there.
Oh, okay.
Kind of give you that little slickness that you need. So that definitely in the water to me is always going to be the easiest.
Got it. So next, Fantasea Fin 3.
The 3. Let's get this
Yep,
one.
I got this one. You grab that one.
All right. Fantasea Fin 3. This seems to be our most popular. It does have the most skins right now. It weighs, and is how big?
So this one again is a little bit more as far as weight than the 1 and the 2. This one comes in at around 20 pounds.
But it doesn't feel like that. They do go buoyant and almost weightless in water.
Right. Well, and as you can tell even from the video and the shot, this tail is longer. So this one, instead of being 32 inches, is actually 36 inches long. So it definitely begins adding length to the tail.
It does, and that does help with the flow. I feel this one's a faster tail. This is probably, if I had to put them all together, this almost feels like my fastest. I used to race in this one with me and my other pod mates. We'd always have races in these. I felt it really gives that nice flow, especially from the back, that looks very realistic. Like, it doesn't look like this. It's more of a flow.
A natural flow.
A natural flow, fish flow. And I believe that's what Mertailor was going for, was the natural fish flow. And this one definitely nailed it. This one does have so many skins. And as for travel, this one you're going to need a bigger suitcase. It does not fit in the smaller one. It does take the longer one, but it does curl up and still do the same thing. Again, always make sure you put your towel or something to do that, and be careful, because the more you add on your weight, it does quickly get over 50 pounds when you add skins and tops and everything else. You've got to consider your weight in this has gotten bigger. And how much was that weight again?
20 pounds.
20
so
pounds.
yeah, so it doesn't leave, if you're traveling and you're packing in one suitcase, just remember this one, it weighs a good bit.
It does.
It's not the heaviest.
It's not the heaviest.
It's a great tail, but it is 20 pounds.
It is. All right, so the Fantasea Fin 4.
Another one of your favorites.
That is my absolute favorite.
Ready for this?
I'm ready for this. This is my baby. This is the Fantasea Fin 4. Very whale tail-like, dolphin-like. This one is power to me. This one gets me where I need to go in record time. I love it. I love the look. I love the feel of it. I love the skins that come with it. I've even designed a skin for it. But this is my favorite. How big is this one?
So this one, we finally lost a little weight. So it weighs about the same as the 2. It's 16 pounds.
Did not know that.
It may look a little smaller. I think this one is 29 inches, so it's wide versus 27 inches tall.
And that's where you get the power from.
Right, but if you look kind of dead on, you see this is a thick, like
thick.
Yeah, versus like the 2.
They're thinner.
Yeah, there's thinner edges. This stays for the most part pretty thick all the way through, especially up here.
Yes.
But I think that's where the power comes from when you're swimming.
It's got to be. Like, this is another, if you're a stronger swimmer, this is a fun one to do dolphin kicks, to do your flops, because it goes straight up and it only folds a little bit and kind of gives you that look you're going for. And just filming from the top down, if you're swimming by, it's a neat tail. I love my orca, I love my narwhals, I love my custom. There's not a single one of the 4s, for the skins for the 4, that I don't absolutely love.
Yeah, I definitely know it's definitely one of your favorites.
It is. I love this one. This is the one I baby the most. I love this one.
Yeah. I think when we talk about traveling with tails too, this one you do have to be careful of because it is thicker.
It is thicker.
So it's still pliable to a point, but you see once you get here, all of a sudden it starts pulling up more.
But this works well in a bigger suitcase if you turn it long ways. So it would go almost like this in the suitcase and fold up a little bit. So you have more room this way. So this works in a different traveling situation.
True.
Yeah. So again, I love it. Or throw it in a 31 bag or an IKEA bag, just to something local. Love this one.
On to the big boy.
The big mamma jamma. Oh, here, you take that.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Ooh, you ready for this one?
Give me
I'll give you half.
Give me
of it.
half.
The Fantasea Fin 5. Doesn't even fit on the table. Oh, tell me how big this thing is.
So this one by far weighs the most. This one comes in at 23 pounds. So yeah,
It felt
so
30.
so the 3 looks big. This definitely is bigger.
This one
3
is so much
pounds,
bigger.
3 pounds heavier, and then it's also wider. This one's a full 40 inches wide. So yeah, so you're
There's
talking.
no suitcase this will fit in that I know of.
No, you'd have to be super, super careful with something like this. And it's very, very tall. As you can see, I mean, it's edge to edge on the table, and it's about 37 inches this way. So it's 3 feet and then almost 3.5 feet wide.
That's crazy. All right, you have to be a strong swimmer for this tail. This tail is very big, very fast. If you do a dolphin kick out of the water and you're swimming down, it is going to get you there so fast. But then you got to come back up. So that's where you really got to have the power in your core, in your legs, even in your ankles, because you've got to use everything to get back up. This is so big. It is so powerful. I definitely don't recommend it in an ocean or anywhere with a big current unless you are a strong swimmer and have had it for at least 3 months and have been practicing and really used to it and know how it fits.
This one, I think, also forces you to swim in a slower, like
Yes.
it's not like, so like the one, sometimes you can just like kick your ankles.
And then you go.
Yeah, and you go. This one, you kick your ankles, you're not really going to do
You're
anything.
not. I've always called this my slow and flow tail. It is really just a good movement and go and go and go. You're kicking and you're flowing. You're kicking and you're flowing, and you will feel this power. This thing is massive, but it is so neat, and the skins that come with it are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I do love this one. I do. It's just, it's on a day that I've powered up and had, you know,
It's a big tail.
my protein, my energy drinks, anything I can get to get me
Right.
to go.
Right, and like you've said, as we've talked about the other tails, you may find a skin that you like, and it may only be at that present time for a specific one. But if you feel like you're going to be more comfortable in another tail, like in another monofin, you can always email Candy and see if the skin that you like can be modified to
That's
the
true.
fin that suits you. And so that's the 5.
That's the 5. So let's stack them up and kind of see comparison that way.
Yeah, that way we can see how they all look compared to each other. All right,
Okay, so you have the 4. So this is the 5.
I have the 4 right here. All right, grab that one. There we go. So we are going to try to keep it as close as possible. All right, so there's the 4.
You have the, I have the 3.
You have the 3.
3.
All right, there's the 3.
You have the 2.
Yes, I have the 2 down here. All right, and the 2.
2 is dirty.
2 is dirty. 2 is
Sandy.
2 is worn.
Yes. And the 1.
The 1. This stack's getting so tall.
It is.
We'll have to put an overhead picture so you can see.
Yeah. I have one. I can
Yeah.
do that.
And there's the 1.
And there's the 1. Also, there is a kid's version for the Fantasea Fin 1. What is the size and measurements for that one?
That one's just about an inch shorter, both width and length, and also weighs about a pound less. So the kids version is 7 pounds versus the 8 pounds on the regular Fantasy Fin.
Okay, and they do have kids sizes, and it's on the website. If you go to the size chart, it will show you the kids measurements, feet sizes for those. But we also have a bonus silicone also. We have the Fantasea Fin Kicks.
Oh, yeah.
I love these. These are really good for free diving and scuba.
I'll grab one.
Ta-da! Put them right there. Yep.
Right up front.
Right there. And these come in a variety of different colors, or you can have them with custom colors. I really love them from scuba diving. I felt they just work so well. They're so comfortable on my feet. They're made out of the same silicone as the fins, so they're fitting, they're comfortable, they're great. They're great for free diving too, but I know a lot of people like the longer fins, but these, they're just fun to swim in. I mean, you even use them when you take pictures, just
Yeah.
to kind of give you that little bit of kick that you need. Do we know how big those are?
Um.
Nope.
Oh, yes.
We do.
So together, they're 10 pounds. So they're 5 pounds each.
Really? They don't feel that heavy.
So 10 pounds per pair or 5 pounds.
I guess I'm
each.
feeling all strong from lifting all these because they don't feel like 5 pounds
after
each.
23 pounds on the 5, it makes a difference.
Yep. So the kicks are also great. They're really good with leggings that Mertailor has. You can match them to your skins and kind of give you that little feeling of legs with fins. Those are really great. They're good for the mer wranglers. And we also have one more fin, the linden fin, which goes on the guppies.
I'll move the kick so they can compare that to the monofins.
So this is not a silicone. This is a linden fin that goes in the guppy. It's hard plastic and it's got the adjustable straps for your feet to easy put on. So there's really no size, I think. I think there's like 2 different, like there's a bigger and a smaller, like a kid's version and adult.
Yeah.
But these are what goes in the guppies. So unfortunately, all these silicones don't fit in them, but this does. So that's something to look at for the beginners or for the kids.
Right. And then definitely make sure you pay attention to the size charts when you're looking at any of the fins. They're pretty standard across all of them, but they do come in small, medium, large, and extra large. And the sizes are on the website as far as what each of those sizes are fit for. But I guess if you do have any questions, reach out to Mertailor and they'll be able to help you out.
Or leave a comment down at the bottom and we can answer these questions for you with sizing also, or what you feel would be best for you as a swimmer.
When wearing the fins, I know occasionally you wear different size, like scuba booties.
I do. I have like a 1 millimeter scuba booty. It depends on for which one. I always use about a 3 millimeter for my 4 just because I need that extra tightness because I need that power. So between 1 and 3, it really depends on your size because the size chart is kind of between 1 and 3 different sizes. So my foot's actually like a 5.5 and 6, and the small's between like a 6 and...
Smalls run for ladies about 5 to 7, but that's in US.
Yes. So it goes up to a 7. So I kind of need that 1 millimeter slash... I think I do 1 the best. Yeah, 1 millimeter for that because it kind of is more my size. So it's really going to be up to you. If you're closer to the lower, you're going to need booties. If you're closer to the higher, then you probably don't. So it's just a comfort fit that you're going to have to figure out and see what works best for you. But neoprene socks are just always good to have anyway, just for comfort and if you have to walk on the ground and warmth.
Yeah, and warmth.
And warmth, depending where you swim.
Well, that's about all we have just for the quick comparison of all the fantasy fins. I hope that answered some of your questions. If you do have more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. Chelsea or I will be happy to answer them for you. And always don't forget to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us.
See ya.
God, these are so hairy and sandy. We probably should have washed them. This one feels like Alexander on it. This one feels like Silver Glen on it. Oh my God, that one's heavy. No. Why not? I don't know. It's so much.
You've already done 3.
But
This is your 4th.
Stuff.